There's Tom. Get this next chapter in. I plan on writing some other stuff this afternoon as well. Getting some reading in, perhaps. Who can say? There's Mr. Frank. Mr. Typey guy. Get it? Because I'm typing. I think that's why you called me that. I'm not sure. There she is. Bouncing boobies. Hello, Armand. How it goes? Hey, Tom, Mr. Frank. Called the herd. I see what you did there. What's going on, Sean? Glad you could all join us again. Good times had by all. I finished that short story Monday. The one for the cult anthology. Did a quick edit on it, had a beta reader read it, sent it in. So hopefully I will be accepted. I also have a couple of ideas for a couple of other anthology stories I'm looking at. But I don't know. I guess I gotta write them. One of them's due the 25th. The other one's due the 1st. Oh, actually, there's another one that's also due September 23rd. So I got some I can get to. Not much. Fresh coffee and mug. Still waking up. Words to write today. Oh, that's right. You're. It's very super early for you over there. Over in that part of the world. Let me ask you a question, Sean. Do you have the annoying geese over there too? Because if you do, I want you to come here and take them back because they are everywhere down here. Ridiculous. I'd start with the first word if I were you. I always start with the third word. I throw out the first two words. Every three words I write, the first two have to go in the garbage. Sean might do it different. He's from another country. That's that they do it. Yeah, there's 1,000 of them. They just all walked down the road today, like just strutting like they own the place. I'm like, you're not even citizens. Get out. And I guess we're not allowed to kill them, or I'd be shooting at them with my BB gun. I'd have to go buy a BB gun, but you know what I'm saying. George Martin in the house, ladies and gentlemen. This is like House Party 2. No, different. Not RR. George R. Martin. It's 3 R's is his middle name. It's 3 R's. Funny part is his parents. There's no names for the R's. It's just they basically just named him George R. Martin, which is weird. Like, what's your middle name? R. Yeah, he could rock a flat top. Exactly. I have no idea what that means. Just lots of random things. Yeah, Miss Frank is not okay. Not okay at all. Just ignore him. Eventually he goes away. George, I don't know if you knew this, but Russ Meyer's mother passed away yesterday. Betty. Betty the bus driver. 77 years old. Yes, it is. She was a wonderful person too. Denise had posted it yesterday. Next page, George Martin. Next page. Nice. Frank, what the heck is that little thing? Was that a bat? Or was that a German mouse rat? I don't know what that little thing you got going there is. George Martin. I guess when Nick Zinn isn't here, somebody's got to take over. Might as well be George Martin. Spending those Mondo coins. It is whatever you want it to be. It's a Rorschach bat. So it's basically my grandmother. My grandmother, when she used to make me burnt toast, is what it looks like. And then she would scrape all the burnt off of the toast and then put butter on it, but because it was no longer, the toast was no longer toasty and warm, the butter would not melt on it. So you would lose a layer of the toast and then the butter would be on it. Yeah, that's what I remember. There's Amanda Ward. Amanda, you get excited for some lunch tomorrow? Yes, looking forward to tomorrow, as am I. Frank says, can you imagine how expensive bread used to be that you had to scrape the burnt off instead of just trying again with a new piece? My grandparents and my parents, everybody grew up poor. So it wasn't like you're just gonna waste bread. Didn't matter how much it cost. You're not wasting bread. And she could never figure out, like, she had one of those toasters, like was like the original prototype toaster, so there was like one setting and it was just burnt. Like when it started smoking, you hit the button and you pop the toast out. And she would burn it like every single time. She would just put the toast in and forget about it until you smelled burnt toast. And he'd be like, Mima, toast is burning. All right, boom. And she hit it. And then she'd scrape both sides of the toast. Oh, always got to add the butter when it's still hot to melt properly. You can't if you're scraping off all the, literally both sides were black. So you had to scrape off all of the black of it. And I would always say to her, I'll eat it. I don't mind. But as a kid, you know, the adults knew what was best for you, which was scraping all of that off, apparently. To this day, I still like, I mean, not burnt like she burnt it, but I still like it a little. I like everything burnt. Then the butter just flows into all the nooks and crannies. Eating the black part is good for you, builds character, and puts hair on your chest. Yeah, I got enough hair on my chest and my back to last a couple of lifetimes. But yeah, doesn't taste bad. Like my wife sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, we're making hot dogs or burgers or something on the grill," and then she'll be like, "Yo, these are too burnt." I'm like, leave them on another like 4 minutes, and I'll eat that. I'll eat that burger super like charcoal. I like it. Good for your teeth, right? Isn't charcoal good for your teeth? That's why my teeth are so perfect and straight. They're not. It looked like it was going to rain a second ago. It was getting a little dark. We had a lot of black clouds rushing in, and now I just see sunlight. It does say light rain. Right now it says light rain. There's no light or rain. I got a lot of crap to do tomorrow. I got my newsletter. I got a 99-cent sale starts on my Down and Dirty book 1 tomorrow for a week. I have therapy tomorrow. I have to go to the post office tomorrow. What else I have? Yeah, lunch. The fear is I'm not going to get any writing in tomorrow. And that's why I want to make sure. Did I get a book bub recently? No. Probably about 3 months ago. I only ever get it for the Dying Days box set. It's the only it's $9.99. I put it to 99 cents, and I anytime I put that one in, every 6 months I get one. They love selling that one because it's good. It's my best selling book, and crap load of page reads. So my rankings are always great. And they always take that one at 90% off or whatever. It must have been one of those Armand recommended this book bub deal. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gotten one in several months. I'll tell you when. If you want to know, I'll tell you right now. I have my list right here. February. I haven't had one since February, and it was a UK only Dying Days box set. Before that, Dying Days in September of last year. And before that was also Dying Days in November of the year before. So those were my last three. And then in January of last year as well, the same Dying Days. The only thing I've ever hit for, and I've hit about 6 or 7 of those. So, there you go. I saw Kaz got one of those foreign country book bubs for Brain Eater Jones. Yeah, the book bub for the UK was not great. I still doubled my money, but again, it wasn't a lot of money. It was I don't know if I wrote that down. I don't think I wrote that down. $89. It was $89, which is nothing. You mean Splatterpunk Award winner Stephen Kozanowski? Is that who you're referring to? Come on. I didn't see who won this year. Bunch of people won. They gave an award to Wrath James White. Kozanowski won for one of his Evil Cookie short stories. I don't remember who else won. Almost done with a month of Duncan. Any new non-fic in the works? No. Probably not going to be doing any new non-fiction for a while. Again, now if something hits me, then if something seems important, then I will do it. Somebody had sent me a message about doing a book like, my writing journey, like the Mondo Method writing book of kind of thing. But yeah, Armand's Guide to Writing as a Pantser. Yeah, pretty much somebody's like, oh, you should do that, and they have a they're a publisher, but it's just some dude. And I was like, that seems like a lot of work, and I got a lot of crap on my board right now. And I don't know if that would even sell, because a lot of people have been putting those out. You know what I mean? I don't know if my story is good enough. I would definitely, if I wrote that book though, George, I would definitely put in the one when you and I were at the Motley Crue concert, and those girls kept coming back and forth in the aisle, and I grabbed one of their asses when they were right in front of you, and she turned back and smiled and kept walking. And then, like the cool dudes that we are, we did absolutely nothing. We just giggled like little girls about it. Should have taken those girls and banging them or something. She didn't slap you. She went, and then she gave you a little slap. You could have definitely taken her right there. Right there. And you know what? Vince Neil would have pointed up into the nosebleed section we were sitting in, and he would have been like, look at that dude. That's the guy right there. That is just, yeah, right. If we did that today, if you did that today at a Motley Crue concert, she would have went and gotten security, and then we would have all been arrested. And the dude behind us vomited everywhere. Yeah. Was that the same show? Yeah, that guy just threw up the whole time, and he's like, every time you look, it stunk, and every time you look back, he was just like down with his head down. So like he didn't see any of that concert. It's kind of like the time we went to Starlin Ballroom to see Rat, and I was so drunk I don't even remember the show. Oh, good times. Good times. I'm on my Spotify. Yesterday I had Spotify on while I was writing. I just random, like the daily mix ones. And it was all like 80s, 80s hair metal stuff. But not like all the big bands, like all the stuff that I liked. And that band, that Sons of Angels came on. I don't think anybody but George knows that band, Sons of Angels. That was his like his band that he found that nobody else knew about. And that what was it, Cowgirl was the song. That song came on, and I started laughing. I was like, oh, there it is, George Martin's song. Bang Tango and Tiger Tails. Yeah, there was some Bang Tango on there, and there's 3 or 4 Tiger Tails songs actually. I think they have a new song, if I'm not mistaken. It was either them or Pretty Boy Floyd has a new song. Tough was on there, yep. Tora Tora was on there. Danger Danger was on there. Basically any band with 2 names was automatically on that playlist. Rhino Bucket was also on there. Baton Rouge, yep, Baton Rouge was on there. I recently heard Howard Stern interviewing John Bon Jovi, and he asked him about the pressure of new hits. He referenced that he must have been concerned about a one and done like Round and Round. I was highly offended. That's funny. They had Rat was on that too, but Rat the Giving Yourself Away song, which I really, really like, and that other one that's kind of like that song. They're later, catchy, poppier stuff, which I'm a fan of. You were always a huge Rat fan. I was never a huge Rat fan. You were also a huge Madonna fan, too, back in the day. True. Drama. Hey, 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 calm down. I still haven't watched that. What do you call it? The documentary. Richie's Edwards have to watch that. You see, Richie's got a new solo album coming out in September. A new Richie solo album. He looks like absolute shit, but he's very excited. I saw a thing yesterday. He's got a new solo album coming out. Mr. Frank, calm all that down. Stop talking such trash about everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too soon. Too soon. Which Bon Jovi would do a new album and tour with Richie as lead? Yeah, then I would. Right. You gotta like Tico. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like they're ever going to tour again. They'll do some one-off shows at the Count Basie Theater kind of thing. But here's the dream. John Bon Jovi gets his shit together and he can sing and do a tour. Does a stadium tour. Richie back in the band with opening band Skid Row with Sebastian Bach singing for them. I would go to that concert. I would go to the arena for that one. I won't go to this stupid stadium for a Jaguars game, but I would go see reform Bon Jovi, reform Skid Row. I want Steven Tyler and John Bon Jovi to tour with the Irish Tenors. I mean, that's also a dream. That's the second dream I'm talking about. The first one is Bon Jovi and Skid Row. And then Bon Jovi will take all the money from the tour. You'd go outside, that's crazy. For reform Bon Jovi and Skid Row, Robert Chaz Chute, 2 Z's if you're nasty, you don't understand. That's my childhood right there. That's my heritage. They'd be like you, I don't know, you going, hey, Rush is reforming and they're going to play an arena show and Celine Dion is opening for them. I don't know. Somebody Canadian is, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. George said, I wanted to go see Sammy Hagar at the Arts Center, but could not stomach the $500 a seat. I saw Bruce. That's crazy. You know, I'm on a paved nature. Yeah, Chassis top. Yeah, concert tickets are ridiculous. I wouldn't do any of those. Hang on, there's another Canadian here. Look at, we're taking over. Yeah, I think you guys are on opposite coasts too. So there's, I think Robert Chas shoots in, where are you, in Toronto? And then Sean's in where, Vancouver. So between the two of you, there's like 8 other people in Canada between you and him right now. Ontario. I don't know where that is. That in the middle? Or is that out to the East Coast, West Coast? I don't know where you guys live. Anyway, you two can talk, because you're both Canadians. There's Nick Zinn. You understand Canuckistan. Exactly. I finished a book. I want everybody who likes crime thrillers and thrillers. I just finished. I'm going to put up my review after this. Blood in the Cut by Alejandro Nodarse. I don't know. He's Cuban from Miami. Really, really good book. Michael Wiley interviewed him live about a month ago, and I heard about this book, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go grab this from the library. S.A. Cosby loved this book. Gave it praise. It is very, very good. It's set in Miami. Dude just gets out of prison, has to go home, and his mother just died, and he's working in the butcher shop that his family owns. Good stuff. Bill Cosby just loved it. What's up, A? Poutine, A? Look, moose. Cobra chickens. Yeah, these Cobra chickens are ridiculous down here. There's about 1 billion of them. Bill Cosby, he loved other things, not this book. Gotta run, man. Keep running. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Not Miami, Ohio. That's that other book I was talking about. Miami, Florida, as my mother says. Florida. Yeah, Nick Zinn. Yeah, stop bringing everybody down. So I noticed the word, when I type in the word judgment, okay? When I do it in Word doc, it's Judgment. But then when I send it over in Google Docs, when I send it over as a Word doc, then it corrects it, and it's Judgment. Crazy, right? Flu rider. Yes. When my son was younger, and Flow Rida was a big thing for 5 minutes, I was used to say, "What are you listening to, Florida?" No, Flow Rida. I said, no, it's just Florida. It's basically spelled Florida with a little gap there. Put a U in it anywhere and tell everyone it's the British spelling solves everything. Exactly. Canadian and UK versions have the extra E. But why is my Word doc giving me the extra E? I don't get it. It's stupid. People are ridiculous. Just spell words the right way. And stop using the metric system. Every time I watch something, they're like, "Oh, this shark is 3 meters." I'm like, how? Just tell me how many sharks' length that is. How many sharks can you put on a football field? That's the measurement I'm looking for. I am 1.2 sharks tall. Then that makes sense. If you're playing the drinking game at home, take a shot every time he mentions a scalloped hammerhead. You're gonna get drunk. Hammerhead is my favorite shark, but scalloped hammerhead is the top of that list. I don't do like, my top 3 sharks and then different hammerheads. Like, it's great hammerhead is too. No, I don't do it. Hammerhead. It's one. It's together. I'm fine with that. My second favorite shark, tiger shark, and my third favorite shark, bull shark. Fourth, goblin shark. My fifth one is the one that walks on land. I forget the name of it now. Frank would know. Forget that one. That one's kind of cool. Those are the blue chip sharks. You making that up? The wild chicken black shark. Maybe. That could be it. What about card sharks? I mean, it could be also land shark. The sharks that walk on land, those are lawyers. I get it. But tell you right now, Sean, George's wife is a lawyer. So you just got yourself into a whole world of trouble. Great job. And a damn good one at that, yeah. Have her sue Sean. Let's take everything Canadian he owns. A year from now, he'll be like, what happened to all my Canadian bacon? Oh, that's right. That lawyer chick took all of it in court. You get a William Shatner. That's it. Have her sue Sean because you want William Shatner. He's about 1,000 years old now, right? I'm just wondering how long he's still going to do that show on what's the show he does? That show. I can't think of the name of it now. Where he just sits on the stool and talks. I just wonder, like, if they filmed a lot more of him for future seasons. Like, William Shatner died, but he's still doing this show. Star Trek, and that's a captain chair, not a stool. Now he's like in what the hell's the name of that show? Now I gotta look it up. Yeah, he is on T.J. Hooker. This dude's been in everything. Never even heard of him. Fucking guy was in Gunsmoke. The guy was in Dodgeball. Osmosis Jones. Nobody watched Osmosis Jones. What was William Shatner's real name? Apparently, William Shatner. He was born in Montreal, Quebec. Oh, The Unexplained. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. For now, it remains unexplained. That show. Alien Autopsy, Factor Fiction. Yeah, that's not the one I was thinking of. Chobot, Factor Fiction. Yeah. Chobot was apparently in like Serbia or some place like that over the weekend. She's posting again on her Instagram. Doesn't look like she's working. She probably made enough Josh Gates money though. She doesn't need to work. And her husband's got a job, so. Her husband, who is not Chobot, her previous husband, last name is Chobot, which is weird. Although my second ex-wife still uses Rosamilia, which I hate. But she says it's for the kids. It's because the kids are all Rosamilias. I'm like, you're an idiot. Stop using my damn name. According to Dickie. Next page, Nixon. You little sneaky son of a bitch. Next page. Tried to sneak it in, but Wham Bam saw it. What is Armand's favorite Wham song? I don't know if I know a lot of Wham songs. I think that could fall under a story. Really? You want me to talk about a Wham song? I'm not going to talk about a Wham song. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about back in the day driving around with the T-tops down in George Martin's Camaro. That's what we're going to talk about. Or his little, what was that little red thing? Or the silver thing? A Fiat? I'm not good with cars. George was that person, my best friend, and he wanted. Tell us about when your dad got thrown out of the Eagles game. It was a Fiero. Okay, that's right, Fiero. No, I'm going to tell this story first because Nick paid 1,000 points, Mondo coin. When George would be upset. All right, so now like. If I broke up with or got broken up, some girl broke up with me. I didn't do much breaking up, right? I would put on the heaviest crap I could find. You know, so like I'd be like, all right, you know what? Bitch broke up with me. We're gonna listen to Suicidal Tendencies for like the next 12 hours straight. Georgia, on the other hand, would find the sappiest songs he could find when a girl broke up with him, like Peter Cetera cheesy kind of stuff. And like he'd be in the car driving, and it'd be like, holy crap, dude, like I want to kill, like I want to break up with you, I want to kill myself, this is ridiculous that we're listening to this garbage music. Yes you did. So we would always listen to some like crap like that. George had very eclectic tastes in music. So he had like Motley Crue posters on his walls, but he also had Madonna posters on his walls, and he had like everything in between. He just liked everything. Who doesn't like the Carpenters? And like there were certain bands that like, why are you listening to this? And then like all the really cheesy dance music, he would love putting that crap on as well in the car. Like any of whatever the big single was that week, he would buy the cassette single of Everybody Dance Now, whatever that song was, like stuff like that. Manowar, he would listen to some Manowar. He would listen to all kinds of just random stuff. It was great. You never knew when you got in the car with him. You never knew what George was going to listen to, except for that 6 straight months where we listened to that Whitesnake 1987 cassette over and over and over and over. And I think I've told this story. Me, him, and Frank Valenti are driving. George is driving, and I finally just got so fed up that I popped the cassette out, the Whitesnake cassette, and I threw it out the window. I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it anymore. Even to this day, anytime I hear Whitesnake, I automatically think of that story. We had some good times. George had that little Fiero, which is about, I don't know, the size of my desk. And he liked this girl. And we went to like St. Mary's Fair or something like that. I don't remember where we were. Maybe we were down to Seaside. And he won this giant stuffed animal that there's no back seat, so I had to ride with this giant stuffed animal in my lap for hours. So he can give this to some girl who basically was a bitch about it. Some good times. Some good times back then. We were going down to Bricktown one time I had met this girl. I had never seen her in person. I had met her, she worked for Rainbow Rock Records down in Bricktown. And I used to talk to her and flirt with her on the phone, and she's like, come down and hang out with us. You know, me and my girlfriend. I'm like, all right, I'll bring my buddy. and we were driving. I remember we're driving down 95 with the windows down, and I'm sure we had Whitesnake blasting. And George, there was a piece of paper flying, and George reached his hand out and caught the piece of paper. I don't know why I still remember that. George, do you even remember that? He caught the piece of paper. Then we went down there and we met her and her friend Gladys. And you joked when we pulled up and you said, "Do you want me to keep driving?" And I really should have said, "Keep driving." And that Gladys chick tried to kiss George all night. Good times. Good times. All my watch is charged. Never met a pretty Gladys. Yeah. And you know, it's like this was like 19, I don't know, 88 maybe, 89, somewhere in that range. And why are you naming your kid Gladys? You know what I'm saying? Like, why in the 70s are you naming a girl Gladys? I don't get that. I'm literally laughing. Remember how you gave her my number? So this girl wanted George's phone number. So literally every week I would give her another number, starting with the one and then the area code. I would give her another digit, and every week she would ask the other girl. She'd be like, "Get the next number, get the next number." So it was like, 3 months, 4 months later. Did I ever give her the whole number? I don't even remember. I'll put it this way: Did Gladys start calling you 1,000 times, like 11 weeks later? Because then I guess I did. She calls me as soon as she got that last number. I had no idea who it was. By that point, it was like months had gone by. You'd already gotten rid of the thought of her. Yeah. And I'm gonna just throw it out there too. Neither of these girls were what you would call pretty. And listen, I had some pretty low standards back then. I mean, I still talk to that other girl all the time, but it was never anything. That's some funny stuff right there, though. It's one of those people you wonder where they are. Who don't you talk to? I don't talk to a lot of people. There are some people I talk to I probably shouldn't talk to, or I have talked to that I shouldn't talk to. Exes and whatnot. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty good. I can't remember that chick's name now. I know she was a redhead. I think the drapes matched the carpet. I don't even remember her name. I do remember Gladys. How do you forget a name like Gladys, though? You know what I mean? Chapter finished. Tom, if you're listening, chapter finished. I better text him. I was going to text him. That's what we do, even when we're in the next room over. Chapter done. Okay. I'm sure if you looked on Facebook, you typed in Gladys, then she's got to be in her 50s, right? I think they were a year or two younger, so she's in her 50s. Or if anybody is in their hundreds and named Gladys, that's pretty much everybody else will be 100 years old or more, or this girl's 50. Kind of like tag your, pretty much. It's like, hey, I finished this chapter now, dude. This is all on you. You need to get the next one done. But I'm glad I got it finished. I'm glad I've caught up on my average for the year. My goal has got to be to write more though, because I know tomorrow I'm probably not going to be able to write. So I have to at least stay at a day ahead. Ooh, keep burping up that Shelly soup. Shelly made soup last night. I used to work with a bald Gladys who wore a wig. That sounds about right. Might be her. My wife was like, I took out a pound of meat. Chuck Buddha meat. And I was like, she's like, what do you want? I was like, we had hamburger helper. How about dirty rice? We didn't have any of the rice. And then she's like, how about pasta? But pasta sounds boring. Spaghetti sounds boring. I'm like, I don't know. So she's like, I'm going to think me. Yeah, that sounds about right. Joke's on me. Gladys is probably gorgeous now. Yeah, probably. She's probably a freaking model. Rich model. And so she's like, you know what? I'm going to just kind of make something. And she's like, but we don't have, if I had like vegetables. I said, we got a mixed vegetables bag down there. So she threw the chopped meat. She browned it. Then she did a box of elbow macaronis, a bag of mixed vegetables. She added a half a can of corn, a can of those white potatoes. She cut them in quarters, threw those in, and like a vegetable broth. And she just kind of threw all that together, and it was friggin' delicious. And of course, after adding all that, there was like enough for like, I don't know, 6 bowls of it. But I ate 2 bowls last night, and I had 2 bowls this morning, or today for lunch. Not this morning, this afternoon. All good. All of it was good. But I haven't taken anything out for dinner tonight yet, so I don't know what's going on. Tomorrow, Chinese food. I don't know why I said it like that. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go take a nap. Exhausted from this life. Thinking about Gladys. See ya. I will not be on tomorrow. That is a definite. But I will be on Friday. So I will see everybody on Friday. Come hang with me and think of things to talk about. See everybody later.